YouTubes. It's been too long. How we doing? Good evening again for the second time in a day. Yeah, we just had a look at Elizabeth Schmidt a couple of hours ago. And thinking about it now, as peculiar as it was, how she was like, "Oh, you saw that someone made an inquiry. I have no idea what that could be." It's probably nothing. It's probably just her being nosy, looking around the internet at property prices, seeing what great deal they could get. But it was a bit weird, wasn't it? Especially for General Isom, who's, Professor Markel hadn't even been dead for a day. He died that day, in the early hours of that day, July 19th. What are we doing now, though, guys? We're going to be having a look at one or two jailhouse calls. Oh, there's me. Let's put it over here. Okay, yeah, we just had time to grab a quick snack, make a little thumbnail, and we're back. Making up for lost time. Hang on. Okay. Presents. Share screen. And browse.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private.
So just for context, guys, this video is from Pretty Lies and Alibis channel. It's post-conviction, and it's entitled Wendy Under the Bus Again. Charlie and Donna Adelson question Wendy's actions. As well they should, right? How many things has she done to help? Let's put that on one side of the scale, and then put on the other side all the things she's done to fuck us up and not care at all. Pretty heavily tipped one way, I'd say.
It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To refuse, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey. Hi, honey. I don't know what happened there. I just kept saying phone weren't there.
Yeah, no, the power, the bars went down, the reception just went down. I had to wait for it to get service again.
Yeah.
No, I know. Listen, I know I'm belaboring it because I got nothing else in my head, and everything is bad. So it's the one thing I can kind of focus on and rehash.
That's right. That's right. It's fine.
No, that's right. It's like it gives me something to focus on or talk about. Otherwise, everything else just is really hard for me right now.
I know that.
It's like one thing. Everything is a trigger. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I've never been like this, but it's like usually I can always focus on something. This is like I focus on the appeal, and then I think about it, and I'm like, check out your last name, check out where you are.
Yeah, I bet it's tough, right, Charlie? Sitting in that isolation cell on your own, with nothing to look at all, needing something to focus on. He's like, yeah, maybe I should focus on my appeal. Oh, that must be fun. You've just been through a year and a half of heavy-duty prep, a grueling trial, convicted, and he might just want to do something else, right? Other than a big legal challenge. But the thing is, the only thing you've got to do is your appeal. And it's like, when you've been doing something for ages, like you've been really busy at work, do you want to go home and do some more work? Or do you want to maybe go go-karting or take the jet ski out or go to Skyline Chili to have a bowl of chili? go to a really snooty restaurant just to kick back, you know? Can't do that anymore. So better focus on that appeal, right, Charles?
And you didn't have one fucking juror with all the guns that you brought out ablazing, with all the work that was put into it, with everything that you fucking brought to the table. You couldn't get one. You couldn't even get them to deliberate. You couldn't even get them to. Dan was telling them what wires to listen to, what time. They didn't have to listen to the whole wire. Go to 3 minutes and 36 seconds. No. They weren't even listening. They weren't even taking notes.
Yeah.
Like,
Charlie, the reason Dan Rashbaum padded out his closing argument, don't take my word for it. Go to the wiretaps. Exhibit S, 3 minutes, 32 seconds. You know what the prosecution said in their closing argument? 18 times maybe. 17 times perhaps. 5 times could have been. That's not reasonable.
Their minds were made up. Dan was telling them to go to this wire and to play the wire and hear it for themselves at 3 minutes and 34 seconds. You know what Georgia did? She had a photocopy of the transcript with the words highlighted. So you could read it on the screen for yourself right there. You didn't have to go back to the jury room. Read it right now. I'll read it to you. Like, I almost feel like
Well, yeah, Charlie, that was a good idea for Georgia, wasn't it? Put it right there so they don't have to waste their time in the jury room. It's right there. We can see it.
there.
No.
Yeah, I almost feel like Dan should have had if Dan made it for a 5th grade level, he should have made it for a 3rd grade level. He should have had
He made it for a 5th grade level, but the Tallahassee couldn't even do that. It should have been a 1 grade level. No grade, Tallahassee.
photocopies with the highlighted words saying it's not done like this. I know for a fact. But like everything they explained away.
Yeah, but they heard that.
They
actually heard that over and over. It's just, I don't know what didn't penetrate. I don't know.
I think the case got dumbed down to she's showing up at the scene of the crime. You're telling me she didn't know. If she knew, then they're involved. If she wasn't showing up.
So what he's just saying is, no, it's all because Wendy went to the crime. Not all my recorded conversations, not my meeting in Dolce Vita where I'm telling Katie to go and kill the blackmailer and saying things like, if they had any evidence against us for that thing we did, we'd have already gone to the airport. He just skirts over anything that's his fault, doesn't he?
Okay, I can believe it maybe, but her showing up is the icing on the cake.
And the stapled money didn't help, Charlie. Let's be real, okay?
That's why they opened with it, and that's why they closed with it, and they even gave their simple explanation, which is she couldn't help herself. And look, 99 out of 100 times, if in a case like that, I guess it would make the most sense, except that's not what happened.
No.
But I think the jury could grasp a hold of, between that and the TV, they had.
Hey, Angel baby, welcome back. Good to see you.
They had 2 things that were coincidences that you really don't have explanations for.
Yeah.
And it was and it came up the day of the murder and the day of the bump. Why is everybody talking TV talk? And the TV joke.
And he does bring some blame to Donna's door as well, right? Yeah, and that TV, that stupid TV. I always hated that TV. but you had to go and say, T, I wish you'd picked another object on planet Earth. Like a DVD, a TV or a DVD.
Ties it all in. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 TV.
And then she's showing up at the scene of the crime. I mean, I had somebody ask me that, like, a couple of years ago. It's like, did that really happen? Like, trust me. Like, nobody did. Like,
So funny listening to Donna and Harvey in the background, because Charlie's unpredictable right now, I'd say. He's had a huge slap in the face, right? He's lost his everything about his life that he likes. He's going to be sitting in a concrete shithole for the rest of his days. He might be liable to do something rash, you know? You got to say, they're on the phone going, yeah, she did. She drove down Trescott. Like, they must be thinking, shit, is he about to blow this wide open? We don't know. How do we get him to change the topic? We'll just play along. Yeah, she did.
You showed up. They're like, man, that's like 1 in a million.
Yeah.
And I go, yep. So you mean to tell me 1 in a million you're right, the other 1 in a million you're innocent? You know, even if you say it's 1 in 10,000, now you're starting off the debate saying, listen, 1 in 10,000 times I'm right. All right, you want to bet on?
He's going to go on to the Chiefs and the Dolphins now.
Right on this one. You can't win it. You can't want somebody in their head.
The thing I'm trying to find in here, guys, is Charlie saying, is he giving advice to Donna, like, run, get out of here, get out of Miami, they're coming. I should have gone to Israel and stayed in Israel. You should go to Vietnam.
And says, if that's really her explanation, what are the fucking chances? That's near impossible for me to conceptualize. I guarantee you, if they pulled yours, that's going to be the thing that's stuck in their head. That they knew right then and there it was either a coincidence or it was a lie. And the coincidence has to be 1 in 10,000. And maybe they're sitting there saying it's one. I'm saying 1 in 10,000. Maybe these dudes are saying it's 1 in a million. You had to be a part of it. Showing up at the, you know, they always say, like, an expression. It's like you showed up at the scene of the crime. Right. Like they always use it in like detective movies and like. Right. It's a lie. Like you're at the scene of it. You showed up at the scene of the crime, but you didn't know anything. Like
People start a fire and they show up to watch it. I mean, it's just been on TV forever.
It's been on TV forever. People start a fire and show up to watch it. Now, aside from all the narcissism and enmeshed weirdo family this is, they have some other quirks as well, like just how they talk, topics. You know, like on TV, when they say, like a detective will say he showed up at the scene of the crime, like on TV, when they say that, that's what this was, because she showed up at the scene of the crime. What is that? Yeah, we get it. You show up at the scene of the crime. We've heard that one before, Charlie. What's your point?
It's always I mean, it would be like, I mean, you know what it would be like? Do you remember, that mafia guy in New York, Paul Castellano?
What's the last name?
Castellano. He was shot in or out of Sparkle Steakhouse in like downtown Manhattan.
Oh, yes. Okay, I didn't remember the name.
It was like that's when John Gotti became like the head of the Gambino crime family. Is when Paul Castellano got shot, and they did it like.
Listen to this guy reeling off these names. Yeah, that's when John Gotti became head of the Gambino crime family in Manhattan, because I know all about that because I've modeled myself on organized crime, and I study. I go to mafia.com and I look at all the stories.
Like, he was in like downtown Manhattan at Spark Steakhouse. I just seen it on the news enough. That's all I know.
Wow.
But that's it was like real violent, and it was like he was either getting out of his car or walking into his car out of the steakhouse, right?
Yeah.
And that would be like saying somebody who absolutely hated Paul Castellano, like who had beef with him of some sorts, like who lived, 15 miles away, like pulling up at the scene 30 minutes later. Or even like being there while this actually happened.
Right.
Like sitting in the restaurant while this happened. And like, it's one of those things where you go like, okay, like this guy's getting it. This is happening. Manhattan's a big city. Okay, why the hell
is this code for something? Has this story got something in it that Donna's familiar with and he's like trying to give a message? I can't for the life of me figure out why he's going on about Paul Castellano and the Gambino crime family in this really long, elaborate recount.
was this guy here? You could say, well, he was eating dinner the same night at the same restaurant. Okay, maybe. But like he was going someplace, he was going to a liquor store, past 4 liquor stores, took alternate routes and ended up right there at that time. Like that's a good story. Like that sets the tone for everything else. Like that puts a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah. Does. No.
You should have just seen the crime. From your house to his house. Like, what did it say? Was it a 17-minute drive?
I think so. I think that's what they said. Yeah.
And then they put up slides to show what their stores were like 5 minutes from her house. She's driving 17 minutes. I mean, I get it. I could always go to CVS right by Nova.
Yeah. There's closer ones. So you go.
Oh, we used to, and I put that same pharmacy across the street from Nova. So I don't know why. Maybe you can do that with liquor stores or pharmacies, but like, I still went to the CVS liquor store, the CVS pharmacy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, like, what I'm just saying is, like, if I ever want to get an appeal, and listen, Dan told me this. I'm sure he told me the same thing. He said, appellate lawyers are expensive. Spend some money on the appellate lawyer, but don't.
Angel Baby says, does anybody think Charlie, Donna, Wendy ever, even slightly, thought about their plan backfiring on them? Well, I don't think Charlie, Donna, or Harvey did. As far as they were concerned, it was the perfect crime. Nothing was ever going to come back on them. They'd insulated themselves. They'd put layers and layers and layers. And they hadn't considered that it would actually be uncovered at all. But Wendy has. That's the problem with her, right? She's thought every single permutation, even past her own conviction in this case. She's got it all mapped out. Every possibility along the way. Anything that can happen, she's got the next 3 moves lined up. Which is what concerns me about her trial, even conviction. I mean, she could push this on for years and eventually get exonerated and walk away with a huge settlement. Imagine if that happened. And you know what she'd do then? She'd go on to Nancy Grace. She'd go on to 2020 and whatever, 48 hours, and tell the story about how she was a victim of the system and become a sort of celebrity for innocence. How perfect would that be for her? Not only does she probably get 20 million plus all her parents' and brothers' money, and be this figure that was a martyr. I think that would be the worst possible outcome. That would be even worse than watching her walk away without facing trial.
Don't spend a fortune.
Oh, hey, thanks so much, Carol Johansson, for the super chat. Love you and soap. We love you too, Carol. Thanks so much. That's really appreciated.
Because hope. You got to give yourself some hope. It's going to take a year and a half, 2 years, and maybe something will happen, and maybe someone will write something about the case. Something will come forward. Then you got to get a new trial. And I always, what sickens me is that it's not me getting a new trial like most people who are on appeal to get new trials or whatever. Nobody really knows about the case. It's an old case. Or, you pick a jury, you show up for jury duty, you don't know what the hell case you're going to get on. This would be a surface times two. This would be what, the fourth trial based on this shit? Yeah. It would be a surface. Again, big surface. I mean, you would have to get moved out of Tallahassee, but the surface will travel. And as well as our case was put together.
He wants not only to get a new trial, all right, he wants to make an appeal, have that appeal be successful, and then get a new trial, and then he wants to move it out of Tallahassee. Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, he's just living in a fantasy land. I mean, how the hell? Listen, man, this is real simple, Charlie. You're never coming out. Whatever deal you make, if you give up your mother, if you give up your sister, if you give up your dad, nothing is going to be enough. You will be made an example of. There's no deal for you, man. You might get a softer pillow. You might get access to the game room so you can get in an extra 20 minutes of snooker.
Couldn't get one fucking person. Didn't even get the jury to pay at any time. They had already decided. I mean, it's just, they did. Okay, I did. Oh, they did. Yeah, no, it was. As when I was being brought to court on Friday, so the black guy who was going to court with me at the same time and everything, he'd been here 3 years. He got a public defender. He had a first-degree murder charge. Been here 3 years. The guy's last name was Brown. Yeah. And I was in my cell. He was in his cell, and I was eating lunch. It was on Friday. And we were talking from the cell to each other for a few minutes. And he was real nervous because the jury was deliberating. He would start deliberating at 11 o'clock in the morning. I came down for lunch, was down there. I guess it was at 1 o'clock on Friday. I was like on top of the world. I was like talking and like happy and testifying. Dan was like telling me how great I did. Kate was telling me how great I did. Every consultant that were watching it said I did very well. He said it was the best he's seen me, like, as far as being straightforward and like precise. composure, like he said, you knocked it out of the park. That was his word to me. You knocked it out of the park.
Everybody said it.
I went down, I popped it, and it got it all down.
You know what I want to know is, where were they looking, Donna and Bree and his I forgot her name, the girl that was living in his house in Whale Harbor with the dog. Where were they looking to see all this, these comments and reports of like, yeah, he knocked it out of the park? Donna even goes, yeah, we got a call from a lawyer. He said, your son is totally innocent. He's coming home. He did so well. He was so likable on the stand. Where was that? I wasn't reading any of that. Is that for real? Is there like another part of the internet where that exists? Because nothing I read was anything like that. And I've read everything.
I was talking about his case. He's got his girlfriend, his baby mom, his ex-boyfriend. She also has a kid back in. They had words. He told them, like, if you got a problem with her, you take it up with me. Don't talk to her anymore. You want to talk to her, you talk to me. And then the guy showed up at the house. And he said when the guy showed up at the house, he reached for a gun in his jacket. And as soon as he reached for a gun, he pulled out his gun and he shot him like 8 or 9 times. He said one of the last shot was in his head. So he shot him like 8 or 9 times. He's like, man, in self-defense. And I'm like, what? Stand your ground. You're fine in self-defense. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, does the guy have a weapon? He's like, yeah, that's the thing. When the police, he's like, when I shot him and all, I went back in the house. And when the police came, he didn't have a weapon on him. So he's like, so they're charging him with first-degree murder. So when I was there on Monday, I was talking to one of the officers for a few minutes when I was down in the cell waiting, talking to the bars. And they were telling me, man, like,
Honey?
8 or 9 hours. So like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, 11 in the morning. And it was charged with first-degree murder, and they acquitted him. And I'm like, all 12 jurors? He's like, yeah. I was like, all 12, because they gave me felt some time. He walked out of the courthouse. He was in jail for 3 years in Leon County. And first-degree murder charge. And I was brought into the police net. It was in the morning. He was the other guy dressing as me. He dressed in brown. And he had a public defender. Sat here for 3 years. The guy was unarmed.
Why does he keep telling us the guy's name is Brown? That's the second or third time. And now I'm thinking back to when Charlie called Donna back after she first called him about the bump, and he was trying to make the call sound really casual and like that he was calling back for another reason other than to speak about the bump. And he said to Donna, oh, could you pay my Brown and Brown insurance? And now there's this guy called Brown. Does Brown and Brown insurance actually exist? Or is this Brown thing someone, like, what is going on? Maybe it's all code. We keep looking at the TV, but maybe Brown is code.
You know what they said? They said he shot him, and then after he shot him, he went in the house and called 911 to call the police and tell them what had just happened. And then somebody from the hood must have come over and taken his gun off of him. But he had a gun when he shot him. And he said he had a gun. He saw it as he was pulling it out. He goes, but when I shot him, I shot him a bunch of times, ran in the house, called the police, and someone from the hood must have come over and taken the gun. They said when the police showed up, they said there wasn't anybody standing around. There wasn't people around. Nobody didn't know that. Then that's what the cop downstairs was telling me. He said there wasn't a crowd. There's nobody around. It wasn't like It must have been one dude that saw him fall, ran, stole his gun from him, and then kept running, and nobody saw that guy do that. So they have no witness of anyone taking a gun. He just swears that the guy was armed with someone from the hood after he fell to the ground and died, went over to the murder victim, stole his handgun from him. And the jury acquitted him.
Mm.
12 people. And when I was talking to him, and he was so worried that I only got 2 black people on the whole jury. He's like, I got 2 black women, and that's it. Everybody always says they want black women on the jury. He's like, I only got 2 black women on my jury, man.
Yeah, black women on the jury. I want a new trial out of Tallahassee and 12 black women to judge me.
How many you got? All of them. Oh man, he was like so jealous of them. And he was a black sergeant. The guy was a black guy, served as a sergeant in the U.S. Army, retired after 20 years, and then worked for the post office. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he was sergeant was like the leader. You know, and sitting there and saying, "You don't show up at the scene of the crime." One thing to call it a restaurant, it's another thing to do like a route on the way to a liquor store that's totally out of your way. I mean, look at how big Tallahassee is. Look how many different directions. Look how many different streets she could have taken to fucking get there. She was turning down trespass.
Charlie, she was coping with the divorce. She would look at her house and say, "Oh, there's my old house."
Like, you know, was she going to pick up a bicycle? Was she going to pick something up? No, she was turning down trespass at 12:30. Unexplainable.
It was
I just, yeah, and listen, I'm not a jury consultant, I'm not the lawyer, but why was I so white about what it was going to look like up here? They were so mistaken. Like you have a world renowned guy who's the best at what he does in picking juries. Like meet that. There is no way. He's the top.
that's right.
You couldn't manage to get one vote. That's because you break it down and say, what are the chances of her turning down Trescott at 12:30, leaving your house, talking to her mom, talking to her bro, couldn't help herself. The only logical explanation. The shit with like, you know, even if she wanted to go to that liquor store, there was a more direct route. The only way that she went, that was what she always knew, and she's bad with direction. But it's like, you're this brilliant person, but you're so bad with direction. It's kind of like hard to understand for some people. You know, you got this brilliant mind, but you can't find your way out of a paper bag. Like it does as well. You know what I'm saying? People are that small, have a sense of direction. You don't been in town for 8 years, and you got electronic devices. So you're taking even the long route to go to that liquor store. Passing 4 liquor stores that are closer. These are simple people. And even if you're not a real simple person, you look at that and you go, what the fuck are the chances?
Yeah.
And that's before you start piling on all the other things now you need to explain. And that's before you get to your PE. That's just what the fuck are you doing driving down Prescott at 12:30 by the age. Like, it's just, that's why I feel like, listen, I don't want you guys to give up, but I just.
We're not. We're not.
No, never should have talked. go down a rabbit hole. But that's very, very, listen, if the trial was going poorly, I would understand.
I know. It was not going poorly.
No, it was going.
Everyone told you, not your parents. Everyone told you. People I know, people I mean, everyone.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, did a witness get up and say something? Did I screw up something? Did Dan screw up something? Like, no. It's called the pile of shit that they were able to make at taking things out of context. The TV set, or when you showing up at the crime scene is enough to say beyond that, and also dressing up a reasonable doubt to make it be like common sense. If you think you kill people, listen. I think if somebody's showing up at the scene of the crime and they don't have a fucking real good reason why they're there to back out, I say that's superficial.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, you showed up at the scene of the crime. Like, how else do you if that was the only thing, that would be one thing. But it's like, that's why they're showing up at the scene of the crime and the fucking TV became like two things pounded in people's heads. And you combine that with all the other fluff, and you have exactly what I said is going to happen. That's how it happened. My words were, you don't stand a fucking chance. Even though I know the truth.
Yeah.
You don't stand a fucking chance. Like, how could, but I just don't get how everybody, like, the trial, here's the other thing, Mom, that the trial went really well. Like, it didn't go bad. The word was surprised. Dan was hitting on all these cylinders. I was nervous because I've never testified in court before. Like, you can forget something, you stumble, or like, and really, be made to look bad. If anything, I thought it helped my credibility when I got up there and they liked me, like your personality kind of came through a little bit. Like,
it did. Everybody said that. Yeah. Very personal.
Like, just be myself.
That's the word everybody uses.
Yeah, just be my arrogant, spoiled, rich, better than everybody's self, like I did on the stand. Dan said I was a 95. He said I was a genius on the stand. Hey, not for nothing, guys, but how can I share this with y'all? Got to be kind of cagey here, but I can say that word has come down to the True Crime Metrix studio. Word has come down that that Donna is very eagerly, anxiously awaiting her trial, keen to get it on the move, and maintains her innocence, of course, and is actually in the full belief that she will be coming home out of this to her husband of 53 years. How do we know that? Well, we have sources too.
It's likable.
Got ketchup, mustard, chili sauce.
I mean, she tried to say, like, to make me look better, she was talking about my mom using the curse word and saying this. I go, honestly, you make me laugh. You said the word fucker in court.
Right.
Like, she said it a few more times trying to get me to laugh, and I wasn't going to laugh. She kind of took me off. Like, sure.
Not exactly it has anything to do with anything. She was
but she sounded like she had Tourette's. I wanted to say that, but you don't want to say that because you don't know if they were the jury that family member with Tourette's, and they think you're insensitive. And I wanted to say, like, you sounded like you had Tourette's. You were standing there screaming out curse words one after the next, like rapid fire, like not in the context of who was being said to or why it was being said. You're just naming out curse words, standing in the middle of the room screaming at them. Made me laugh for a second. You know, it's like, that's all I was laughing at. Talking out loud for a second. But she really, like, I was in such a good mood Saturday. I remember calling my medicine.
Okay, guys, so I'm thinking people will prefer not having the chat messages on the screen because it's blocking the closed captions, right? So we'll do that. Maybe we'll put a couple up here and there. But for the most part, no chats on screen because the audio is kind of foggy on this. And there's these nice subtitles, so let's keep this.
And I was like, she started asking me how Maria would redo for days. I knew she had nothing else to ask.
She was out of questions. She didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I had the answers to the real questions in the case. The other answers I can't give her an answer for is a liquor store and the no code TV. Yeah.
No, you can't. No code.
You can't. It's still like someone presented this case to me and they said they told me her reasons for going to why she was traveling on that route, on that street, on that time, on that day. That if the other liquor stores are taking another route, I would say, boy, something that's like that would really fit with me. Is that she showed up there randomly. That hates every other thing. And I think after that, every other thing has to be like a bulletproof answer. Not an excuse.
Really, Charlie? Because I can tell you what, my friend, if you took out, all right, imagine the case. Everybody in the chat knows the case, right? The full case. Imagine the case where we took out Wendy's book and we took out Wendy's drive to Trescott and what else is he complaining about? The TV. Let's take out the TV appointment. Everything. Let's take out TV at the bump. We still have the hitman. One of the hitmen was the baby daddy of your girlfriend. Okay, that's big, right? You live in Miami. They live in Miami. They'd never been to Tallahassee in their lives. The other guy, the Latin King guy, told the whole story, right? Told the whole story and gave verifiable details about the bullet hole in the Prius, about the friggin' owl picture and where they put the gun, and lots of details about the motive. Was able to get that information from Sigfredo. Now, your actual girlfriend, also in Miami, was charged and convicted of the murder and has now come forward and said she did it for you for payment. And supported what Luis Rivera said and what Sigfredo and him did, right? Huge. Then we did the bump, and you and Donna were talking on the phone all about this cagey stuff. We'll leave out the TV. Forget the TV. This involves the two of us. Oh, it's about the two of us. And then you're like calling the blackmailer, calling Katie, meeting with Katie, saying I need this taken care of. The problem needs to be flushed out. If he can't do it, I'll find someone else to do it. Blah, 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 blah. There's enough there, Charlie. You can take out all the stuff you're complaining about. Wendy doesn't exist. TV doesn't exist. No book about Tallahassee, Hiawassee, whatever. No drive to the crime scene. It's gone. It never happened. It doesn't come into evidence. You're still doing the rest of your life in jail, son.
Without an explanation. Because listen, there's people who showed up at the scene of the crime and have been convicted before, just for showing up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Huge thing about Jeff saying all that stuff he said about you and your attitude towards Markel being pathologically angry, furious, having friends on the wrong side of the tracks and people that could take care of business. And, you know, as far as a character witness, your sex tourism trips to Colombia to have sex with underage prostitutes probably didn't help much. Didn't think, hey, jury, do you want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt? Let's try and see him in a positive light.
You know, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Clarissa. All that stuff. If they had any evidence, we'd already have gone to the airport.
Identified as the scene of the crime, showing up to watch the fire burn after pretty much what it was. It's not a 1 in 90. It's not a 1 in 100.
Hey, Harley D, is that $600 for the whole week? Or just the weekend? I guess that's just the weekend, because $600 would be cheap for a week.
It's not even a 1 in 500 for showing up that day. In the thousands. Yeah. And that I can't debate. No. No, I know. Nope. Unless she goes, oh, I go there every week to go to that liquor store, and that's how I go. Like, when was the last time you went to that liquor store, Wendy? Probably when she was married. Yeah, a long time ago. Okay, so it's been 3-4 years, something like that way. So one time in 3-4 years, on that date, 2,000. So if they don't put it this way, it's dumbing down the case entirely. If they don't buy her explanation 100% on that, it really.
Is that really what people are willing to pay to see a football game? I could see it for Donna's trial, you know. But man, $600 a night in a hotel, and just a standard one, not even like a super luxury one, like they have any in Tallahassee. But wow, $600 a night, huh? Whew. Hope you get breakfast with that.
Really cast doubt on a lot of other things.
Well, that's what happens. They don't buy one thing, then they don't believe anything.
It's a big thing. You got to understand. Now they have her at the scene of the crime. If she took because she had prior knowledge, you can almost have to assume that I was guilty. Yeah. That's it. And that's why, like, before I came up with Tallahassee,
nothing can touch the straw house Charlie has built up in his head of himself, can it? He won't allow anything to penetrate that vision he has of himself. Oh, well, if they looked at her drive to the crime scene and they saw it was at that time, they would have to assume I was guilty. So they saw everything else through the lens of guilt.
And everything else, I was like, my gut tells me Roman's going to be in North Carolina one. And I need to deal with shit. And so I like literally did a freight train.
Kind of what it seems like.
What's that?
I said that's kind of what it seems like.
You know? Yeah, I'll never forget when we went for a walk and I was standing in the middle of the street. You were like, I mean, you were like 6, 7 months.
Oh, yeah. I do.
That was exactly what you said. 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And then I found that, and then when I came up here, it like took a while to get the discovery that they were.
Man, you know, if I was coming to Tallahassee, there's no question what I'd do. I'd get a hire car and sleep in that. Easy. Done. You go park outside one of those Starbucks. You get their Wi-Fi. Sorted. We could stream right from the Starbucks. For daily caption review. Yeah, costs you like $20 a day. Easy.
Trial with her, and that was
Right.
that was a good thing. So that went to June, July. I was kind of just getting started and stuff. And we really didn't start until after my bond period, which was July 29th. That was my bond period. That was like my first getting to head of appearance on July 29th. And that's it. And I went to
Hey, does anybody have a link to the jailhouse call where Charlie, I'm not sure if it's Bree or not, but he's calling someone, a girl, a woman, and she is in a car. And I think her boyfriend's there. And it's an interesting contrast than to the Donna Charlie conversation. It's a little different. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about and you've got a link, put it in the comments.
Called Dan, and I remember saying to Dan, like, you think we could do it? He's like, well, I think we could probably get the case done November or possibly December. He's like, November, Thanksgiving time, not any time for trial. Nothing happens in December. The case doesn't really, doesn't pick up until the 2nd or 3rd week of January. He's like, so we'll have it set for January. So I'm thinking, like, I don't know, I'll be here till February, I'm going to stop. And then when we got to December, we said, let's
Set it for April.
Let's set it back for April. Like, we need a little more time. And I was having a rough time in here in January and February. And then Dan's like, you know what? Like, we could be ready in April. He's like, we definitely would be ready in like June, but we can't take a chance. But we've come this far. Like, why tell them like June when we may need more than those 8 weeks? He's like, we'll definitely be ready in July.
Thanks, Clarissa. I'll try and find that.
Definitely ready in July. I'm like, all right, try July, but they had a date in July, and then both prosecutors were taking vacation in August. And then in September, the judge said that he had a prior engagement to it.
Right.
And then when I appeared in August.
Okay, yeah, I found it, guys. Let's pause on this Charlie Donna call and come over to Charlie's conversation with Sky. He plays a bit of a different role here, playing it cool.
Hello,
This is a free call from
Charlie.
An incarcerated individual at
the Leon County Jail.
this call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
good. You know, I've been calling your wrong number all this time. I was calling your old work number.
I was like trying to figure out why you weren't calling me before the case, after the case, during the case. And also, I'm very sorry. I've been working a lot and I've been out of town basically, like, I don't know, literally I feel like for the past month. I'm in Atlanta right now. So I'm so sorry I didn't. Remember I was supposed to come up there for our birthdays.
Yeah.
Like 3 years and like a few. Sorry, I'm in the car with my boyfriend.
No, that's okay.
So what's going, like, can you appeal that? Like, what happened?
They're gonna look into what they can.
You out of Tallahassee, like, can they ask, because it was such a global case in Tallahassee, like, they took less than 2.5 hours to come with a verdict. I was so pissed.
This case, there was not a chance in hell I was gonna win in Tallahassee.
What you think that's what I'm saying? They didn't even deliberate for, like, it was less than 2 hours.
Yeah, that's including lunch. Like they literally.
I know.
The closing. I don't know if you watched the closing that she did.
I watched the entire thing every day.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I watched the closing. I watched it.
What you didn't see is in the closing, she kept putting the autopsy photos up and leaving them up for like 5-10 minutes at a time.
Fuck.
So that got edited. You didn't see that, but yeah, they were putting autopsy photos up, and like she was changing.
Yeah, that crooked prosecutor, Georgia Kappelman, she kept showing the jury the results of my actions and what I did. She just put it right up there for them to see.
What was said during trial, and just putting her own southern flair on it, and was like, "Yo, use your common sense." Yo, like the whole case it was all about.
Yeah, Clarissa. If you kill someone in Tallahassee, you get tried in Tallahassee. Even if you can get a change of venue, it's like the adjacent county. It's not like they say, yeah, where are we going to put it? Let's put it in Denver. We'll move the trial to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, dude, it was all about my sister's book. It was about my mom's emails. What's that?
I know. No, so sorry. I'm in the car with my boyfriend and we're driving, trying to get to the location. So you're gonna hear background talking.
Yeah, we're just out driving with my boyfriend, getting to a location to do non-jail things that we'll be doing every day while you're doing your jail things.
No, not at all. They have me in a fucking. When you get found guilty of these charges, they put you in a suicide cell.
I know, for any crime.
So I've been in a. They put me in a. I'm not suicidal.
Yeah, they put me in a suicide cell. It's like a prison inside a prison. And then inside that prison, there's a box. And they put me in the box. And they make me sit in this box in the prison. And that's all I can do all day.
But they put you in a cell that has the lights on. They put a camera in the cell. And then I haven't been out since I got put in here on Monday. I'm going to put
yeah, you know, I knew they were going to put you in suicide watch. I knew they were going to do that.
Like, I'm not suicidal, but like, there's
why not? Your life is essentially over. It's going to be the same, sensory stimulation every day. The sound of metal doors opening and then shutting, and the occasional jingle jangle of a large set of keys and footsteps down the hall. That's what you've got to listen to, man. Forever. Well done, boy.
On the walls, shit on the walls, shit on the ceiling. The floor has piss on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, dude. There was no question in my mind that I was going to win.
Well, I mean,
A
your
little
lawyer
bit.
did a damn good job. Your lawyer did a damn good job. It's just, it's too much of a global, not a global, sorry. It was too much of a Florida thing that, you weren't going to win in Florida.
There's Scott. There was not a chance. Let me put it to you this way: we could have done this case 100 times here. There was not a chance in hell I was going to win. It was like front page, big bold letters, newspaper article every single day.
It's being covered on every, like, on, I found it all over, like, all over YouTube, Daily Mail, Court TV, Law and whatever. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people watched it, like, were watching.
Listen, last Friday, I said to Dan, I said, "How are we doing?" And he said to me, he said, "If you would have told me 2 weeks ago we'd be where we are today, I would be very, very happy." He's like, "The case is coming in."
I love how he's got this thing, like, in the face of his dramatic, definitive loss, right? He still has to say, yeah, but we were doing really well. And Dan said, if you'd have told me we'd be this far ahead 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have believed you. There's a 70% chance that you're going home today, and I'm going to walk you out of the gate myself. I'm going to drive you back to Miami.
Fantastic. It's as good or better than I expected. Is that everything's going great? Like all his crosses. I mean, we were getting at it, people. Like I testified, and like when I got done testifying, it was like Kappelman was so frustrated. She like threw her hands up in the air.
And she was completely frustrated, and you had like a solid answer for every single question she asked. And she even shot herself in the foot. Like there were also a bunch of videos about who.
She wasn't frustrated because you did a good job or she did a poor job. She was frustrated at having to talk to you and have you lie to her face with the most stupid, obvious bullshit lies. That's frustrating, Charlie.
Who won the cross? Your cross. I mean, who won? Like, you know, you being on the stand. And it was like there were a lot of things that you said that they're like, I don't think Kappelman won.
Yeah, no, Bree told me that, like.
Hello, Ritz, and hello, Happy 24/7. Nice name, nice YouTube handle, Happy 24.
She was looking at like YouTube, and people were like, "I can't wait to watch Kappelman hammer Adelson," and people were saying like, "Looks like Adelson hammered Kappelman."
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, no, you definitely did. Like I'm saying, I watched a bunch of other things too, other than just like the court.
No, Adelson borrowed Kappelman's hammer and drove 9-inch nails into his wrists and feet.
I watched what people said, and like how many like lawyers sat there and said like, "Damn, like Charlie can hold himself." They thought like you were gonna blow it because you went in your, you testified in your own case. You know, most people try not to do that.
Yeah, no one really had. Very rarely does a defendant take the stand.
Yeah, exactly.
And I went up there and I told the truth and I held my own. Like, and everybody, like, Bree was saying to me, like, she saw all these things, and everyone was like, "Holy shit, like, he's telling the truth." And Kappelman was like, "Oh, you have an answer for everything." I go, "Yeah, because I know what happened."
I mean, you have to put yourself in the minds of one of these spectators that are in Charlie's circle. Your friend, someone that's been in your life, the father of your child in Bree's case, your son in Donna's case. What are you going to do? Are you going to phone him up and go, "Man, taking the stand was a really bad idea, Charlie. You did not come across well at all. And everyone online says you're guilty." They say Kappelman won, Charlie. Are you going to do that mid-trial? You're going to try and see the good in it, right? You're going to try and say, yeah, you held your own. She came in with the tough questions and you handed it back to her ass.
Like, I'm telling you what happened. And she's like, so then they broke for the weekend. She must have had a team of 10 people help her with that closing. That closing was just a mountain of like, look at these.
Charlie, she had help with the PowerPoint. That's okay, man. She's got a whole team of prosecution staff, secretaries, researchers, graphics people, numbers people. You know, it doesn't have to be her, just her on her own. It's not The Apprentice, okay? It's like, yeah, how many people worked on that PowerPoint?
Crazy people. They hate you guys in Tallahassee. Look at what his sister wrote in a book. Come on, y'all. You
We know that you've been stuck in a jail cell for 18 months, scribbling on your own toilet paper, right? Going, yeah, this will be a good idea for the case. What about if I open with the phrase, absolutely no? But Georgia Kappelman doesn't have to do that. She can try things out with her staff, yeah? Get feedback, see what works, what doesn't. That's why you're in prison and she's not.
use your common sense.
I'm sorry for all
If you're gonna take, if you're gonna take somebody's life from them, and you're gonna go ahead and convict them of first-degree murder, it has to be, well, beyond a reasonable doubt means there's no other way this could have happened. Like, I know how it happened. You have to be so sure you know how it happened. Like,
yeah, no,
I love when the Adelsons, Donna does this, Charlie does this. They go on and mis-explain reasonable doubt. When that, in every trial I've ever seen, there's this huge section where the prosecutor will explain it, where the judge will explain it as it's written in law, right, to the jury. They go over and over. I could probably recite it. It's like, a reasonable doubt is not a mere possible doubt. You all remember what I'm talking about. And they keep going, no. A reasonable doubt is there could have been no other possible way. That's not what it is. You're not helping yourself by mis-explaining it on a jail recorded phone call. Don't get it, man.
yeah, like they didn't prove you beyond reasonable doubt at all.
no. I mean, listen, if someone says to me, like, isn't it crazy that your sister shows up at the crime scene an hour after it happens and takes that route on that day to go buy a bottle full of bourbon that's nowhere? She passes 4 other liquor stores and takes an obtuse route to go to that liquor store. 17 minutes.
Hey, 113 people in the stream, guys. Let's get some likes rolling into the video. Really helps us out with the algorithm and the YouTubes and all of that great stuff. So just take a minute, take a breath, pour yourself a nice cold ice water with lemon, and leave a like on the video. Help me, help the dog, help me, and the dog help you.
Minutes from her house. I would go, you know what? Common sense tells me, like, it sounds like she's involved, but she's not. I'm not. Like, it just happens to be a crazy coincidence. She built the case off of my sister going by the house and the TV joke and the TV code. There was no code on TV. There was no TV code.
Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Or the wires
I lost
aren't
you
good
a
on
little
the
bit.
phone?
I lost you a little bit.
Okay. You think it's my phone?
Yeah, Ronnie, right? Ronnie says reasonable means reasonable. What is hard about that? It's kind of in the name, right, Ronnie? Like reasonable doubt. Otherwise, it'd be no doubt, certainty.
It might be your phone, or it might be me. I'm in a bad service area right now.
But dude, guys, there is no code for TV. And Kappelman kept bringing up the TV repairman. Your mom saying that the TV is about 5. Your TV joke. Like, it was like solving a murder based on TV. There was no had anything in the world to do with TV. And she keeps saying it. And then in the end, she's like, even his best friend, Ryan Fitzpatrick, said, I didn't even really know him in 2014. I have they have all my text messages from 14. I have 2 text messages from him in the entire year of 2014. And she's quoting my best friend, Ryan, of what he said.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy.
she was just doing, Kaplan was doing lies and lies and lies, and then doing folksy bullshit like, y'all know, you know if you think someone's guilty, if you think you're guilty, vote guilty. Like, do you have any proof?
Y'all. It's called a colloquialism, Charlie, and it's an acceptable form of communication even in a formal setting. Okay? It's one of the things that makes what do you call it? Culture rich and varied. It's a good thing. It's an enjoyable thing, y'all.
Like, you have proof that my mom didn't like Danny.
No, exactly. That's all they have proof of, is that your mom didn't like Danny, and that's not proof enough for anything else.
No, they didn't have what they needed to have.
And Charlie, hold on. Can I ask you to hold on for 1 second?
Yeah.
Hold on for 1 second. Give me like a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Skate, I don't really think he did work very hard, you know? I mean, people go on and on about him working hard and driving all this way to different dental offices. That's not work. He loved driving around in a fancy car, being on the phone for most of his working day. He walks into a dental studio and does a procedure. Okay. You know, I think the only reason he was considered to be a decent-ish dentist was because he hopped up his patients on a questionably unethical amount of nitrous oxide and Novocaine and, you know, stuff that makes you feel nice.
Okay, so I'm back.
No, so I mean, like, when people were watching it and you were seeing the commentary and all that stuff, were people saying that we were kicking ass in court?
Yeah. Wait, people were saying what?
Were people saying that, like, sorry. Were people saying that we were kicking ass in our case?
Hold on, I still can't hear you.
Yeah, long pauses before the answers on those questions, huh? Weren't people saying that we were kicking ass on our case? Hold on a second. I need to think of a good way to say this.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello?
She's still trying to think of an answer. Oh, yeah, absolutely, definitely. Other people on that one web page. Yeah, that one web page where they were like, yeah, Adelson rule, Adelson rock rule, beat the Georgia.
Hello?
Hey, sorry.
Hey, that's all right. Is that better now?
Sorry, work and everything. It's just like yes, good enough.
No, sorry, dude. I've called you like 6-7 times, and then I thought like something had happened to you, and I talked to Bree, and Bree goes, "Do you still talk to Sky?" And I'm like, "Is everything okay? Like, something happened to her? Like, what? Is everything?" Because I called you so many times, but I didn't realize I was calling you on your work number. Your old work number.
I have a new. Yeah, I have a new. I'm glad you were able to finally find this number.
Because that's your home cell number, right?
Yeah, she's recently changed her number. Yeah, she's glad that you were able to find her new number. She's going to be changing it again pretty soon, though.
Yeah, this is my personal phone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been calling her off number. I saw Sky on Instagram or whatever with June or whatever, an Instagram picture of her with June, I'm like, oh my God, thank God. I'm like, yeah, I talk to you all the time, but I hadn't talked to you in like 2 months. And I'm like thinking like something must have happened if you weren't picking up when I called.
Well, I'm glad,
Didn't realize
that it all ended up working out. Like, that you finally got this one. Because I was worried about you. I was like, because I can't call you, you know?
No, dude, I'm glad I realized.
Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled that you managed to find my new unlisted private personal number. Who told you the number? Because I need to unfriend them on Facebook.
But I've never been. So they got me the suicide pill, which hopefully I'll get out soon. Evidently, I was crying on the phone. Where obviously I'm talking to my son, making arrangements and doing all kinds of stuff. So I guess the fact that I was crying means they want to keep me in your phone. Like if you didn't cry because you got convicted of something you didn't do and your life just got taken from you, there'd be something wrong. So I can't
No,
cry.
100%. No, I know.
So,
I know. It is.
I didn't have a chick guy. I did not have. When I came up here in February, court one day, one of the bailiffs said to me when he was walking back to my cell, he was like, Charlie, I got to ask you a question. He's like, well, let me just tell you something. He's like, if I was you over the last 6, 7 years, 5 years, he's like, why didn't you just leave? Because if it was me, I would have been on the beach somewhere. And I'm like, I didn't do it. He's like, I was just telling you what me and my buddies would have done. We would have, you got the money, because I would have just hightailed it out of here. And you know what he knew? He knew there was no chance in hell that I was going to ever get 12 people in Tallahassee to vote me innocent. They think they solved the case based on a TV and my mom's emails wanting to dress the kids up in Hitler Youth costumes. It's a joke. It's just pushing buttons. Like, it's gotten so far. I had no idea how big this case was until I was up here. They avoided the looking on stuff up. It was ridiculous.
No, I know. I was watching it I wasn't watching it live because I said I was like working and everything, but I would watch the replay and everything like every night when I finished work, and I was like, God damn it, I wish I was there. I wish I had heard from you to be like, hey Charlie, I actually can't make it because this new job has me flying everywhere, but like I wanted you to like just know that I was watching and I was there for you. So oh my God, when you called today, I was like, I finally was like, finally, because it's been like, and by the way, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, I'd have loved to have been there and been the one person sat on your side of the courthouse. Didn't they just put the press there or something? Like, yes, we've cornered off the side of the courthouse, the gallery behind the defense table for all his supporters. But I guess we'll just put the press there.
And I know it's not happy, but
You too, Joe. November 2nd.
3rd, close.
3rd, but yeah, dude, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it should have had a venue change, and I can tell you that we did put in for a venue change on 2 times it got denied. We did jury selection here.
Neville says, does Harvey do that now? Or did Donna hire someone to do it for him since he is 80 years old and needs help? And that was in response to Albert. What did Albert say? Let's see. Albert said, oh, putting dollars on his accounts. Well, who knows? Who knows? I guess they just put one big amount on his account. Yeah, but that whole thing about Donna hiring someone to look after Harvey, that's bullshit. Harvey's pretty alert and active. He's walking around Whole Foods, shopping, wearing a baseball cap. You know, Donna's just doing that so that she can say that it's terrible that she's being wrongfully convicted when she's the primary caregiver to an 80-year-old retired dentist, and that she needs to be released to give him his pill and blend his meals. Who's going to blend Harvey's meals now?
and we brought in like jury consultants. We brought in the best top jury consultants in the United States. Came in to do the pro-better and the jury consulting. It's just the way the system's set up. You get 10X's and they get 10X's. So anytime I had a juror that would have been like somewhat educated, white, or successful, somebody who could be a juror in my peers, somebody who we got.
See how he categorizes people. What did he just say? Someone educated, someone white, successful. I'm sure he said white. It doesn't say white in the transcript. I'm sure he said that. Let's play it back.
I had a juror that would have been like somewhat educated, white, or successful.
He did say white.
Somebody who could be a juror in my peers. Somebody who we got a feeling like, okay, this guy's going to judge us fairly. When we went to set up the seating chart and like the state was putting their X's down, anybody who would have been a good juror for me, the state put an X on it. X, 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 X. So then we had to use our X's. We had to use our X's on people that were fucking horrible for us. Like people that was like a lieutenant from the mine.
Okay, guys. Yeah, please leave a like on the video, subscribe, share, leave a comment. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link to buymeacoffee.com in the description for the video where you can buy us a coffee.com, or you could become a Patreon member today with fantastic membership benefits, including merch discounts, and merch is already available in the merch store. Link in the description. Plus, social networks, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, the place to be every day of the year. Also on the YouTubes, super chat, super like, super thanks, super sticker. Thank you very much, and we appreciate it.
Miami-Dade Police Department. Okay, put an X on it. You know, some girl whose boyfriend.
Oh, an email. If you want to send us an email at True Crime Metrix, you can do that at truecrimemetrics@gmail.com. And we do read all the emails that come in. We're trying to respond to as many as we can, but we're getting a lot at the moment. So it's on fire in the Gmail as well, okay?
The sheriff's officer put an X on her. Like some girl who's listened to the podcast. All these people are like, we've seen all this media, we've listened to the podcast, but we can treat him fairly. Like, no, you can't.
Yeah. I know.
You know, so you get people that just lie to get on the jury. There is no way, with as well as that tape came in, that you would have 12, you wouldn't have one person want to look at the evidence. Or these people had a third grade brain, and Kappelman did a closing that looked like a Dateline special with autopsy photos. That's all.
That's his favorite line, isn't it? These people, if you could call them people, these Tallahassee troglodytes had a third grade brain, and Kappelman got up there and did a closing that looked like a 2-hour Dateline special with autopsy photos. That's his tagline. Maybe that should be a t-shirt in the merch store. What do you think? A 2-hour Dateline special with autopsy photos.
All it was. It wasn't about the case that you just watched. It was all about Wendy and Donna, and Wendy changing the names of the boys, and Wendy not letting the grandparents see the kids, and everything is like such a distortion of reality. But
I know.
You're in Tallahassee, homie. I honestly never should have come up there.
No, I agree with you.
This guy, I didn't have a chance to help.
I know. I knew you did it when they wouldn't change, like, from Tallahassee, and then it's just fucking, I'm sorry, and like I said, I cried, Franny cried, and I just hope that they can move I don't know what they can do, so I guess next time I talk to you, hopefully you'll have, well, not next time, but, hopefully they'll have a better idea of what they can do to have another trial, where it's not biased, and it's in a state that, like, I don't know, like fucking Ohio or something like that, or even like, I don't know, like Washington. Like,
Ohio? What are you talking about, lady? I gotta play that again. What is she talking about? We're gonna have a new trial. Well, that's not gonna happen. and then we're going to move it to Ohio. Why Ohio?
I knew you did it when they wouldn't change like the from Tallahassee, and then it just it's just nothing. I'm sorry, and like I said, I cried, Franny cried, and I just hope that they can move the I don't know what they can do. So I guess next time I talk to you, hopefully you'll have not next time, but hopefully they'll have a better idea of what they can do to have another trial. Where it's not biased and it's in a state that I don't know, like fucking Ohio or something like that, or even I don't know.
Has that ever happened in any case? Have they ever moved a case to a whole other state?
Like Washington, like all the way on the West Coast or something like that.
I don't know if they can move states, but they can definitely move venues and areas and take it out of maybe put it in a place like Tampa, maybe put it in Orlando. Jacksonville, I don't think would be far enough, but you got to move it out of the city. This has
Listen, if Jacksonville is not far enough for you, Charlie, you are out of options.
has been, I was told when I was up here that this is the biggest murder trial they've had in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing.
Hey, Dog Mama Laura, good to see you.
And the thing they've already had, by the time I went to trial, they've already had 2 trials. So this is the 3rd trial after 7 years on all this press and everything. There is no way you were going to get someone unless they've been living underneath a rock to listen to anything. And and all the stuff that she presented was twisted and taken out of context and cut and paste and it should have come down to how did she do on cross-examination with me? Were you there the night of the 18th in his house? Do you know what happened? When they had Luis Rivera on the stand, you hear me?
Yeah. I have to run to another appointment.
Yeah, I know you're with your boyfriend.
Hey, Shadrick Noble's in the house. How you doing, man? Good to see you again. Welcome, Shadrick. Everyone say hi to Shadrick.
If you no, I'm starting with him, but I'm also doing work because that's how I'm in Atlanta. Work paying for my entire trip because I had like 7 meetings this week and I have 2 more tomorrow. But if you call me tomorrow, if you have time after 2, I should have an hour or something at least so we can catch up.
Okay.
So I just want you to know I love you and I'm thinking about you and we'll figure this out. We're gonna get through it. We'll figure it out.
We're gonna win somehow. I'm not giving up hope.
Don't. You sound great. I love you.
All right, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, love you, babe.
All right, love you.
Bye.
Be good. Bye.
The caller.
Okay, let's go on back to what's the girl's name? Janice. Let's check out a bit of Janice while we're here. Well, it's an hour and 11 minutes. Is it that long?
Hello, this is a free call from
Charlie.
An incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number.
Yeah, Shadrick, look, we think you're great. We think you did a great job on the stand. We think you stood your ground. You spoke your mind. You didn't let any attorney walk all over you or do no shit tricks on you. You were absolutely true to yourself, man. We've got nothing but admiration for you. And we're sorry you've been dragged into this shit show, but it's not our fault. It's these guys, Charlie Adelson and the Adelson crew and all what they did, So special mention to Shadrick and Shadrick's aunt, who apparently is watching these as well. So welcome, Shadrick's aunt, and we don't mean any disrespect, and we hope you know that.
number.
Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey,
Hi.
hey, are you with a client right now?
No, just finished.
Okay, good time then.
What's up? You okay?
Yeah, they put me in this fucking suicide cell. Well, not suicidal, but I guess when you get found guilty by charges that I got charged with, they put you here for observation. So,
Okay.
like, instead of having me in a regular cell, it's got like mirror glass and a camera. It's like I'm in a fucking box. Getting like
Okay.
fucking boat getting.
Hey, Ronnie, this is Janice he's talking to now, who's been living in his Whale Harbor house, looking after his dog, cleaning up, living there rent-free, I guess.
Sicker than being in this fucking cell. That shit all over the walls, blood.
I'm sorry. So how long do you have to be there?
I don't know. I keep telling them, like, I'm not suicidal, but you're making me worse by putting me here. Like,
Right.
Oh, thanks so much, Joanne Georgiadis. Good to see you again, twice in one day.
Right. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
like I just got found, I just got found guilty, and now.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a lot going on.
yeah.
A lot going on, and not a lot going on at the same time.
Mm.
But I think I have a feeling like my life is pretty good over as I know it. So I'm not
Wait. Say that again.
I said I've got.
Yeah, she needed this girl to remove his sex toys from the house because his mother was coming round to pack up his stuff and he didn't want his mom to find the sex toys. I mean, I wonder what kind and how many, and, shouldn't that collection be in a museum somewhere or something? Be quite funny. I bet he had all the high-tech ones. The ones that have their own app, where you can control vibrations.
I'm never going to become home chance. So just know telling you right now. And,
Babe, I can't. You're not coming
I'm
home?
not- of course not. I'm never coming home.
Baby, don't say that.
Hey, Janice, what do you think life without parole means, honey? Oh, you're not coming home? Baby, don't say that. Don't say that. Oh, it's not true. What do you mean you're not coming home? It's life without parole, Janice.
There's not a 1 in a million chance I could get an appeal. And if I get an appeal, I've got to get a new trial, which maybe it's a 1 in 10 million chance. Because really nothing was done wrong, I think. And that's still going to be up here in California.
If you've got a 1 in 10 million chance of something, I would tend not to focus too much energy on that. Right? That's unlikely. That's almost like certainly not going to happen. What's the odds for the lottery? Like 1 in 1 in a million, right? So it's 10 times less likely to happen than picking 6 lotto numbers that all come up. Okay.
Actually, there's not a chance in hell I'll get a fair trial up here. Not any of these small cities up around here. Not a chance in hell. Even when we picked the jury, we knew that there was a problem.
Yeah,
Not a
I thought
chance
like
in
the
hell.
jury, something's up with the jury. Yeah. Anyway.
Not a chance. And we had experts. I mean, you should have seen what we had to work with. Anybody that would have been good for us or decent for us, they got off. And then our exes, we had to use on people that were fucking terrible. People that were just going to be fucking terrible. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for another month, and then they're sentencing. And then I'm going to be sentenced to life in prison. And then I'm going to be sent to a camp called Washington, which is like an intake camp. They teach you everything you need to know about prison for a month. And then from there,
Yeah,
they're going to send me.
they teach you everything you need to know about prison. The course is 3 minutes long. It's like, okay, you get up, you sit in the room, and then there's rec, mess, shower, back to the room.
Someplace, and hopefully I'm going to get protective management. In the case of so much publicity, I can't be with regular inmates. They put me with other people that can't be with regular inmates either.
Right.
And I'm getting sentenced. I'm getting sentenced to life in prison. Like, I'm going to have a life sentence without parole.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They may even do what they did. They'll probably do, I guess, like, if they charge me like they charge everybody else, it's probably going to be life plus 30 years. And that would be not getting out of prison.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So
my parents are doing stuff for Roman now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
They're doing trust and stuff for him. They're getting stuff squared away. So.
Hey, thanks so much, M. Skates or Miss Kate. We never know which one it is, Miss Kate or M. Skates. But Miss Kate just bought us a coffee on buymeacoffee.com, guys. Thank you so much, M. Skates, Miss Skates. Very much appreciated.
all right. Well,
I'm going to call up Mike and talk to him. And I'll have to work that with you. It doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. But like at some point, I'm going to just take the boat up. I'm in the warehouse until we figure out what we're doing with the flats there. I was gonna ask you a small favor. You know,
what?
The sex toys that I had at the house.
Yeah.
You throw them away so my parents can all my stuff. They don't find them.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
want them to be horrified
what
when
do you?
they do that.
Oh my
And
God,
I think
honey.
there's stuff. I think there was stuff in the end table also that we just sex toys. Just throw all that shit out.
I will.
Like,
I
put it in
will.
the garbage bag and throw it out. You
I
keep
got
whatever
it.
you want for yourself and then throw all that shit out.
All right. So wait. Why are we throwing all your shit out? Like.
No. The sex toys.
Okay.
Yeah, she misheard it and starts throwing away all his family photos and his what else does he have in his house? I don't know. I'd love to walk around. Wouldn't that be great? Like if they preserved his Whale Harbor house and you could go there and walk through a little velvet rope pathway, like at the Dealey Plaza or something. Not the Dealey Plaza. What's it called? I forget what it's called. But you know, one of those historical sites. You can walk around Charlie Adelson's home and just check it out. What does he have in there?
But I just hopefully one day, like my parents are gonna be like, my dad was 80 years old. This is gonna fucking kill him.
Babe,
My parents are
wait.
doing
I know. Hold on a second. Like, this is moving way too fast right now. I'm still in shock. So I will throw all that away, but then now what? What? Do you want me to leave? Like, are you guys selling
No,
this house?
No, I haven't even discussed the house. I don't even know what to.
Okay, we need to pause the video, guys. We've got a notification here in the YouTube comments from Ronnie, and it says Ronnie has gifted 5 True Crime Metrix memberships. What does that mean? We haven't had one of those notifications before. Ronnie has gifted 5. What does that mean? You've bought memberships for other people. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for the thanks for that, Ronnie. That's great. I'm not entirely sure what it means yet, but we'll check that out as soon as we can. Thank you, Ronnie.
What the plan is, it's not going to be, it's not like we're doing something this week or next week. It's not like, I'm not calling to tell you like, hey, you got to get out by Thursday. We have got so much other shit going on. Not like that at all. But I was just saying, like, I'm letting you know, I'm not ever coming home. Like, I'm done. So I have, yeah, that's what I was just saying. I didn't want my parents to get some sex toys. Give it a heart attack.
I'll throw those away. That's fine.
But yeah, that's no way. So I just don't want them to do that stuff. Not that it's a big deal.
Honey, you know you're 47 years old.
Yeah, I know, but like, can you imagine your parents have a heart attack and open up the thing with the sex toys and next thing you know, it's like
You are
it's
so
sex toys land.
silly.
No,
Oh
but
my God.
they take what you want and throw that away. As far as, I don't know if you already.
You're 47 years old. You've been convicted of first-degree murder, and you've got to hide all your sex toys from your mom. What a day to be alive, Charlie.
What you've already done with my clothes, stuff like that.
It's all folded nicely. I haven't even touched the closet like that. I just added my stuff in there like it was before. Like, it's
yeah,
nothing.
I know I'm actually going to have a hard time because it's like if you're doing someone dies, pretty much. Like,
Huh?
Yeah, it's all exactly like it was. I left your stuff in, and then I put an insane, huge amount of my stuff in and made a mess. But your stuff is under the mess.
it's kind of like what you're doing, like you're doing somebody dies. You know, you got to go through all this stuff without them.
God.
I just, you know, I mean, like, I'm just being realistic with you guys. Like, this case has had so much publicity, and this is like the Super Bowl of like trials up here. They're not the first and shit. They're not gonna give me a new trial. A new trial in what fucking venue? You could have tried this case 200 times until I asked me, gotten the same verdict. You know.
I just felt like the judge had an opportunity to overturn and he didn't. Like, in all three counts.
They didn't even deliberate. I mean, Georgia Catholic.
No, exactly. I felt the same thing. I literally was like, are you kidding me?
They do it. Listen, with what she did with her closing, she made it looked like a Dateline special, except she put the autopsy photos and like left them up on the screen for like 5-6 minutes at a time while she was talking about different topics. So you have like the most horrific photos I've ever seen in my life of him laying there on the big screen in front of the jury at 2 or 3 different times in her presentation for like 5 minutes each time. Like it was horrible. And then they're cutting and pasting, and then at closing, what she says is not to be taken as evidence. Okay, the judge.
Right, she did keep saying that. We didn't see that on the camera. Yeah, I didn't see that.
What we say is not evidence in closing, but we're summarizing everything. Dude, she's like, even his best friend, Ryan Fitzpatrick, said in 2014, I have all my text messages from 2014. I've had 2 text messages in an entire year from him. You know, both times if I didn't go to a game or something else, like I never even spoke to him. Never once called him, hung out with him in 14. Maybe through Darren once or twice. She's saying he was my best friend.
I know. I was like, what? Like, what was his fucking best friend? I was like, what?
In 14, I gave him a job opportunity. In 16, I thought he had a good business plan, and I trusted it.
Yeah.
But in 14, I didn't even fucking hang out with him. I didn't even know him. That's what I was like in 14 from my best friend Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Right. No, I know.
It was just a sign of the times. Honestly, that was just. She's bringing up my sister's book, you know, and she broke the name of You know, she wrote the name of the town. It sounds just like Tallahassee. Just a place in the middle of nowhere on her stop Miami.
Right.
Like, what the fuck does my sister's book have to do with anything? What the fuck is like personal emails that weren't written by me with like ideas that nobody ever pursued, like have to do with anything? It makes you look like a piece of shit. It makes you look like a crazy piece of shit. It makes people hate you. It makes people think you hate Tallahassee. It makes people think you think you're better.
Hey, welcome to all our new YouTube members: A. Johnson, Lego Person, C. Malone, Ritz, and KLK. I think I got that right. Is that from Ronnie's gift? That's 5, right? Yeah. Okay. Wow. I didn't even know this was a thing. And C. Malone, I've sussed it, man. Your name is a pun. It's taken me at least 2 months to realize that. C. Malone. Seem alone. Yeah. Something seems alone about this situation.
Tallahassee. You hated Tallahassee. Like, it paints a fucking picture of nobody that a juror's gonna look with. Nobody. You don't stand a chance in hell. You do not stand a chance in hell. She got done with her little presentation. I got like the sickest feeling after seeing it. No facts. Like, she cut and paste from things that I said or people said, and it's like one sentence out of a whole fucking 15-minute tape.
Yeah.
Like, out of context, no explanation, and it's like she's just tying it all together for like a third grader to be like, look how easy this is. Look at his mother. Look at his sister. Look at him. Look at what his friends say. Look at what Jim Lacoste says. Look at what his own sister said. Meanwhile, she takes a fucking couple words my sister said, totally out of context.
Right.
And then repeats them. It's like, look, even his own sister. So they put on a show, not with facts, but with like taking a picture. It's okay, yeah, my family didn't like it. We got that. Doesn't mean it killed it. Not to go on and on, but Janice lost, and they're going to sentence me to life in prison. I mean, my parents are not good, I can tell you that much. They're very upset. My dad has an aneurysm. He's going to be 80 years old in summer. Like, this is I can hold it together. But I think about my dad, and really, I think about Roman. I always wanted to be his dad. And he's going to grow up without dad. My parents are working on his trust, trying to put stuff together for him. I was always taking care of him. But it just sucks because my life was fucking amazing. And I'm just going to go to prison and hope not to get stabbed. That's what I look forward to.
Yeah, but your life was amazing. But Charlie, we have to look at the fact there were people around you that weren't good people. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, a chance.
You notice not once on any call that I've heard is he saying anything along the lines of that fucking Katie McBanawa who ran her mouth to those drug lord kingpin Latin pricks and killed my brother-in-law, who I thought was okay and would have had a beer with, but never did. If she didn't do all that and extort me, how angry would you be? If you're the victim, you got extorted. All you did was tell a stupid joke and have some talk about $1 million offer, and sneaky Katie McBanawa put it all together in her mind, ran her mouth to the Latin kings, who took it upon themselves to drive to Tallahassee at least twice and murder Dan, and brought all this shit on your family, and then take all your money as well, and then you get life in prison. How fucking pissed off would you be? That's what he should be talking about, a prize fighter of verbosity. Well, he's missing a big part of the subject. Such an idiot, this guy. All he can do is point at Wendy, point at Georgia, point at Tallahassee, tell everyone how he had the fucking cheat your legal case dream team, $5 million defense, idiot. Not once is he going, Katie, that stupid girl has ruined my life. And why? Because it's not true, is it?
I get it, but he's telling you like where I was in life. There was a time before, a long time before you named it. My life wasn't always like it was with you.
Yeah. No, I know.
You saw little glimmers of it, but that little pieces of it. But not like there's a big change that years ago. So,
Okay, well, so, okay, let me ask you this. I know you said they're not, like, gonna just kick me out the house, or because I don't have a place to go.
No. Okay, first we gotta decide what we're doing.
Janice is totally angling here for, well, we're going to keep that house in the family and pass it on to Roman when he becomes of age. So you can continue living there for the next 18 or 19 years for free. And you just have to throw away the sex toys, stock the bar, keep the bar stocked for Roman when he gets there in around 20 years. Make sure there's always enough booze and live there rent-free.
But I'm sure they're not. It's going to take us. Yeah, I don't even know what plan I'm doing with the house. I got to talk to my parents this week. Not like I'm going to be like, man, it's going to get out by Tuesday or something like that. But I'm just saying, like, obviously, I'm never coming home, and at some point in the future, it's going to either have to get sold or rented. You know,
Right.
we'll figure.
Hey, 150 people in the chat tonight, guys. I think that's a Metrix record. Ring the bell, Soap. You're sleeping? Too bad. You missed the record breaker. Fantastic. How are we doing on those like guys? If you're still in the video, if you're still here, loving the content, leave a like on the video. It helps us, it helps you, and it helps everybody. Especially leave a like for Shadrick Nobles, who made a fantastic Noble entrance today. Yeah, how about that? Good to see you again, Shadrick. 150 people in the stream. 165? This just goes up and up.
Figure things out. Listen, I'm not coming home. I am not. It's the most fucked up feeling ever right now. Thinking it like I'm never going to come home. I hope to God, I hope I get to be in a place where I can have a contact visit and I can hold my son again. I don't want to see my son between a piece of glass on the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible. I just spoke to Dan on one of the attorney's booths. You can sit there. It's like quiet glass that you can't listen to. And you don't hear any noise except that comes through on the phone. It's like you see someone on the other side of the glass and they're talking on the phone.
Yeah.
So I don't know what policies are like. I think every place is probably different. I don't know based on their charges if they can let you have contact with people. You know, very, I mean, I'm in shock is what it is, because I think I was so positive that we were going to win. That now it's like, holy shit.
Charlie, the fact that you were so positive you were going to win, I mean, that's your fault, dude. You can't blame that on the judge. You can't blame that on the prosecutor or the jury, no matter how uneducated you think they are, right? They didn't need to deliberate. There's not a requirement for them to go into the deliberation room and go to exhibit K5 and go jump to 3 minutes and 13 seconds. They didn't need to do that because your guilt was evident, very, very evident, very clear. And it wasn't because of Wendy's trip to Trescott or her book or your mother's crazy emails. It was because of all of the stuff that you did that you couldn't even fathom being found out, because you believed your own hype. You believed what you were selling to others, which was a load of fake, false, bullshit, bravado nonsense. And now you're paying the price. But you're still alive, and Dan Markel is not. He got shot in the face twice because of a plan that you put into action. His children will never see him. Dan Markel's parents haven't seen the boys. They've had to live with all of this, with your sick, psycho sister fucking up their shit. So the fact that you thought you were doing really well in your trial is just another part of your delusion, of your separation from reality. Okay? You've lived the life you've lived. Are we still on? Oh, shit. Yeah, we're cooking with gas, Kurt, but the bad news is we're down to 7.3 volts, which probably means that this battery is scuppered now. So I don't know. If I don't want to leave this stream. We've got so many people in the stream, but what are we going to do about this battery situation? There's not much I can do. Oh, how much? Oh, no. Yeah, man. What if I switch back to the other one? Maybe that'll be a good idea. Okay. Bear with us for a moment, guys. Let me put this video back on. Shit. Ah, da, 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 da.
I mean, I'm gonna get to prison and I'm gonna have to try to start like seeing what kind of dances you gotta figure out what kind of life you can take in life, which is very sad to say. Very sad. Like, I'm in shock. I'm totally in shock. I'm just like, like, I mean, this cell was pacing back and forth.
Oh, that one's worse.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm looking for your toys.
She's looking for the toys while they're on the phone. Man, I'm looking for your toys. I hope she took a picture of the box. Just everything in the box. I mean, that people will pay money for that.
I'm listening to you. Sure, come out.
I think there's some in the nightstand.
No,
Some in the...
Bud took them out and he gave them to me in a plastic bag. He like cleared.
There's some in the nightstand. There's some in the dishwasher. Ooh. Under the sink. There's probably the 15-incher is probably under the sink.
Your nightstand.
It's the only place it will fit.
What?
Cleared your nightstand when they came over the house when you first got arrested.
I cleared your nightstand when they came over the house. What is this girl doing? She's just there to brush away Charlie's sex toys anytime Donna comes to the house. She needs to be in Whale Harbor full-time, rent-free, on constant sex toy guard.
Okay, so I have some here.
There used to be a black...
I cleaned the nightstand when they came over to the house, and at Christmas, I had to sweep the attic.
little suitcase.
Yeah, no, I know. I have one. I have one here. I recognize it.
There's one suitcase here. How many does he have? How many does he have? I'm really curious now.
Oh my God. The fuck?
What did she just find? Oh my God, what the fuck? Was that the leather mask?
And then the other one, I think it's in the closet. I think they might have already seen it though.
Something's in the closet.
When they were taking your suit.
It looked like a black briefcase.
Huh?
It looks like a little black attached suitcase.
Yeah, no, I have it. I have that one. Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Yeah, that was the one that had all the stuff in it.
Yeah, no, I have it. I have that.
There wasn't two, there was just one.
Oh, okay. So that means he put everything else in the plastic bag and it's in the closet.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got the closet, the nightstand, the dishwasher, under the sink, the attic, the plastic bag. Something large is hanging in the wardrobe. We have to assume that's a full-size body costume. Quite the collection, really. I think in most people's cases, a small area in a sock drawer would suffice. I guess it depends on the individual.
Put it in there.
Yeah.
Bob!
So,
Yeah, I love this call too.
this is my next question for you.
Whoever said that.
Buddy.
Happy 24/7. But we're no way going to get to the end of the call. In fact, what a shame. What a shame we're going to have to quit early. Yeah, but the thing is that we are running so low on power. Everything is running low on power, even the power supply. So maybe we can do another 5 minutes. Let's
I can't. I'm literally teared up today. Jesse saw me walking bubbles this morning, trying to keep it normal. and I couldn't even look at him. And he just goes, I'm so
No, Amy, it's like so funny. I mean, this girl clearly has no concept that the call is being recorded, made public. I mean, it was made public really quick, right? It was soon after. We were getting it almost in real time, as far as I remember. And it's like she's walking around the house looking for sex toys like it's an Easter egg hunt, right? Going, oh my God, what the fuck? What is she finding?
sorry. And I just started crying and I couldn't even say goodbye. I just went home. I was trying to hold it together. And I was like, okay, I'm going to talk to you later.
It doesn't even fucking seem real. Like, it's very fucking strange for me right now.
I was like, wait, did I just hear what I just heard? I was like, are you kidding me? They didn't even deliberate.
No, they ate lunch. They ate lunch. They filled out their boxes and they came back.
Right.
Because Dan told them to look up this tape when he says this. Look up this tape when he says this. Look at this.
No, I know. I heard it. They didn't do it. They didn't do any of that.
Janet, they weren't even he was telling them, look at tape ZZ at 3 minutes and 34 seconds or whatever. And you know what? They didn't even look at it. Because you know why? Because they didn't even write it down. I was looking at the jurors. They weren't taking notes while he was talking. They already made up their mind that they got done with the 2-hour presentation from Kaplan. And then whatever Dan said, the state gets to go again for another half hour. They went for 2 hours. Dan went for an hour. And then they went for another half hour. So they got the first and the last word.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw. I literally was like, fucking setup, dude.
I was like, this is.
Yeah, it was a setup. It was a setup. The jury, they were cherry picked. They vetoed every person that I thought might be a little bit corrupt and privileged. Josh Dubin knew. He spent 4 years in Tallahassee, and he's still the best there is in the world.
This is a fucking joke.
Yeah. Well, I had the bar ready for you, babe.
The boat?
Oh, the bar.
The ball?
The bar.
No.
He thought he's still got his mind on these sex toys. The ball gag. Definitely don't let them see the ball gag.
Already, you would have been so happy. Anyway. All right, I found the toys. Found them all. Throw them away.
All right.
You don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah, I think this girl's probably thrown them away in the kitchen trash, just sitting right on top. Yeah, everything's thrown away. And then Donna comes round and starts making herself a cup of tea in the kitchen and goes to put the tea bag in the trash. And it's just like, holy shit, what the fuck is all that? What the hell is that?
So, take care of that. My parents will get a heart attack.
Yeah, fine. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You're a grown-ass man, honey.
And then,
Bubbles. I guess he's mine now.
that was my next thing I was going to talk to you about.
What?
Bubbles.
I know. Bubs.
So, do you want to take care of him?
Well, honey, I have to stay in this house for a little longer. I don't have where to go.
No, I know that. But
So if I look after Bubbles, what do you think about the whole, staying at Whale Harbor? Because if Bubbles stays at Whale Harbor, I'll have to look after him, at least until we pass the house on to Roman in 19 years. Okay?
I was going to ask you if you wanted to adopt Buddy from him.
Yeah, I will. I will adopt Bubbles. I will adopt Bubbles, and I will adopt the house, and you know.
Baby, of course, I'll take care. He's not going to do well with anybody else.
No, I do have other options if people have to talk to. I thought the best and most appropriate for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, would you like for me to take care of him?
No, like I told you, my first choice was you.
Yeah, absolutely. He's my baby.
I want to.
Portsmouth, UK, huh? Pompey. Very good.
I want to give you the opportunity.
Yeah, that's my little fur baby. Well, my big fur baby. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, that's no brainer. What else?
Oh. Every time I talk to my parents, I start crying. So it's not like.
Hey, thank you, A. Johnson, for buying us a coffee. Yeah. If anyone else wants to buy us a coffee, head over to buymeacoffee.com. I think we're going to have to get like a super battery so this shit doesn't happen again. Not even a super one, just a new one. These two batteries are like 10 years old, man. And they've been run down to the bone so many times that I don't even know if this one's going to come back. So if you want to support the channel in a meaningful way and not buy coffee, you can still go to buyusacoffee.com and buy us a coffee, but we'll really buy a battery, right? And you know, it's not for shameless profit. We just want to put some more good things into the show to get those production values up. So in these final moments, if anybody wants to make a small contribution, if everybody in this stream right now gave $1 or one coffee, that would be a new battery. There's 171 people in the stream. Coffees us up, and yeah, we promise we'll just go out tomorrow, get a battery. Or not, or you can just leave a like on the video. And you guys just being here is thanks enough for me, because it's so great to have so many of you in the stream. We love all the comments. We love all the love. We love seeing Shadrick Nobles and all the rest of it. Subscribe to the channel. I think we'll do a few more of these if this is what people like to see, is the Charlie Adelson jail calls. You know, we've got about 3 weeks to come up to Donna's trial, right? 21 days, is it? So a lot of prep to do, a lot of note taking, before then. So yeah, those are great ways that you can support the channel. Link in the description. Patreon, blah 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 blah, merch, blah 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 blah, buy me a coffee, blah 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 blah.
I told them that I would talk to you about Buddy by the end of the week, but I ended up talking to you now.
Oh, thanks, Kurt.
And I know that.
Thanks, Kurt. Everyone follow Kurt's example. No, we really appreciate that, Kurt. And riding, you're gorgeous. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know, but I'm not coming back to the house that I love, and the house is possibly they can rent it or sold. I don't know what the fuck I don't know where the head is. We got
What happened to the other one?
I think they're trying to rent it or sell it.
Right, but it looks like it's off the market. I couldn't find it on Zillow.
I know somebody was looking at renting it the other day.
Oh,
I
okay.
have absolutely no idea what happened.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't see it.
I think they were looking on Sunday or Monday.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't know.
It didn't say anything, so off the market.
I have no idea why. I mean, it's really either it definitely wasn't sold. I don't know. Maybe rented, or maybe they just took it off because of the trial and stuff. And they just didn't want to have anything out there like this. But it wasn't discussed. I don't know. Last I heard, someone was looking at renting it. That was over the weekend.
Right.
So it's gonna be, yeah, it's like, I'm so pissed that I actually thought that I was gonna get a fair trial. I literally, I knew it wasn't, and I let people talk me into believing that it was gonna be fair.
Hey, thanks, Annie G, for these. What is that? Canadian? Okay, thanks, Annie G.
My parents are not doing great.
Huh?
My parents aren't doing well. It's a shock with everything.
Should I call them?
What's that?
Should I call them?
No, I would say text them later in the week. They're not really talking to anybody.
Right, that's what I'm
No.
saying. Like,
No, you can send them a text. Just wait a couple days. When I talk to them, I tell them, because I told them I was going to check with you, buddy, later in the week, but I ended up just calling
Okay.
you anyway.
okay.
So literally tears my heart out with Roman.
Yeah, good advice, Amy. For the $5, not to be used on sex toys. No worries there. Thanks, Amy.
Fucking tears my fucking heart out.
Your bubbles?
What's that?
What?
With
What's
Roman.
tearing your heart out?
I said with Roman.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are great. Thank you so much, Neverly, and thank you, Laurie O, who bought us a coffee on buymeacoffee.com. Thank you, Laurie. Really appreciate that.
I get on the phone.
New battery, here we come. I think this can happen, guys.
And he's like, "Does Bubbles miss me? I love you, Daddy. I can't wait. I can't wait to give you all the kisses in the world. I miss you so much. When am I going to see you? When am I going to see you, Daddy?" He turned 6 in a month.
I thought we'd switched calls there. He's doing an impression of Roman. He's quite the impression guy, isn't he? He does Georgia. He does Roman. Who else does he do? Generic Tallahassee jury members. Is that guilty? Is that guilty? We think it's guilty.
I know.
He's going to grow up with me in prison. Holy shit. Holy shit. This place is mental torture.
I had some idiot on the comments on YouTube recently telling me not to vilify Charlie. What the fuck? Is that a troll? Is that what they do? They come and they say, "Oh, please don't vilify Charlie. Wendy has opened Pandora's box, and Charlie was a witless participant." Okay, well, I agree that Wendy makes Charlie look like an altar boy, but that's not through his deeds or values. or virtues. It's because she is, just a whole other level of crazy, fucked, evil mind. I mean, she's a pleasure seeker, right? She gets such a rush out of this, man. Everything that's happened here, I think some people look at this case and they go, oh, Wendy sees that her brother is in jail forever and that Donna has been arrested and maybe she has regrets. She doesn't have any regrets, okay? None at all. And I am pretty much, I'd say 96% convinced that it was always her intention for everything to happen exactly like this. For Charlie to face the music, for Donna to face the music. She wanted that to happen. We've got to collect some good video evidence and put it together in a nice, clear edit for y'all to show that. Because I don't know, I watch this case all day, every day, and there's so much that I see that I haven't shared yet. I got to put it in one big video, but that's going to be an edit job.
Well, how much juice do you have
How much what?
on your phone? How much juice? Your battery?
Yeah. Is your phone is it down to 5%? Because we've kind of run out of things to say. The sex toys are gone. I've told you about the bar and Bubbles, and I'll be staying on the couch indefinitely. And now it's awkward. So how's your battery doing? Is it nearly dead? Do you need to go? Do you need to save it or put it on charge?
Your tablet.
Norma C, is that hello or goodbye? Wave back at you, Norma.
I got 50%.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Kurt, I've never seen Dexter, but if you like the guy that plays Dexter, you should watch the movie called Cold in July, or is it Cold Day in July? Yeah, Cold in July, 2014. Go and watch the movie right now, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm not suicidal at all. I mean, obviously, like,
You just looked. You didn't even cry. You didn't You just looked pale and shocked. I always feel like you didn't even look surprised. Because you knew that these juries. Right, you knew what you felt.
They called me back in, and then when they said, I go, can I put my tie on and belt like I always did when I come to court? And they go, no, you just go with the shackles. And my hands are chained to my waist and the shackles around my ankles. And I go, can I just?
Oh, you
were
shackled? Oh, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, I was sitting behind her desk. And I go, the jury can't see. I just go in there and sit like that. Oh, fuck. That's the first time I was sat in the courtroom. I was.
Charlie, your other option was wearing a stun cup, but they'd have had to put that on your balls, and I bet that some brave sheriff's office bailiff would have lost his job on purpose that day. 50,000 volts, motherfucker.
My hands were shackled to my waist. I like that.
Because your hands were out during the hearing. You know what I mean?
Oh, during the trial, my hands were out. During that, I had handcuffs on.
Whoa, 113 likes. Wicked. Nice one for the information writing. Cool.
Got it.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, someone said in the comments today about the Sarah Boone case, they said, I doubt the people of Florida are happy about paying for this upgrade from the shackles to the stun cup. And I replied, I said, well, how do you think the good people of Florida would feel about an iron mask? You know, would that be a worthy investment? Would they be happy to fork out the bill for that if we could put an iron mask on Sarah and she had to communicate with the jury in sign language? It's kind of funny, isn't it? We've already discussed putting Sarah Boone and having her represent her entire case in her defense from the stocks, the medieval stocks, you know, where you put your head through and your hands through and people throw eggs at you. But I said that the prosecution should just throw pies at her instead of objecting. Every time they have an objection, they don't object. They just throw another pie at her while she's in the stocks. And now we're talking about an iron mask. Yeah, medieval theme. It could work. I still think it's got legs. Maybe I'll write to Judge Kranick. Say, Judge, I know you're stressed. Anyone would be, Judge. In your position, Judge, it must be a fucking nightmare dealing with this woman and having to safeguard. But I've got an idea for you, Judge. Medieval stocks, pie-throwing objections, and an iron mask. You know? Forget this stun cup, shackles, whatever. Stocks, pies, iron mask. Can we talk? Can we talk? We've got a community here on True Crime Metrix, and we will have a hefty amount of signatures for starting the petition rolling. As far as funding, we'll raise the money. Okay, what time is it in Eastern? It's 10 o'clock. And it's 3 here. How much longer do we have of this here? 41 minutes. Are we going to get through that? Probably not. That's a shame. It's a really good call. We'll definitely come back to this one. Let's give it a couple more.
It's just some fucking nightmare. Like, talk about, I'm going to use your word. What a fucking Twilight Zone. It feels so surreal right now.
Man, Charlie with these pop references, huh? Every, I mean, I do that too, I guess. But he really can't describe anything without going to My Cousin Vinny or Paul Castellano, The Twilight Zone. Everything's a reference with Charlie.
So surreal. Like,
So surreal.
just all the stuff that they used in that closing, like everything was, there was nothing, it was all just like cutting pieces from like phone conversations. They're like taking everything out of context, like talking about my sister's.
Wow, Annie G, are you in Nova Scotia, really? Because we're going to be building our map of Canada. I don't think we've had Nova Scotia yet, at least in my awareness. Oh shit, though. You know what I realized? With the computer that broke, gone with it too is our map of the US. We did get Idaho just before it went down. So what do we have? I can probably do this from memory, being as that there are only 6 left. 7 maybe. Utah, Wyoming, North Dakota, Rhode Island. No, we got Rhode Island, Delaware, West Virginia, Hawaii, and did we get Iowa? Maybe Iowa as well. Okay, we'll have to make a new map, a better one, an even better one, and we're going to include Canada. So, Nova Scotia, we got you.
Well, talking about my mom's emails, talking about her birthday present for my dad, like assuming that the birthday present was something that it wasn't. Like,
Right. No, I know. They turned everything and flipped it.
it was like everything was being fun. I mean, even like why after
I just realized that we've got every time zone in the US, actually, not mountain time. Yeah, we need someone in mountain country.
why after spun, after taken out of context. Oh, my presents for Sigfredo Garcia, and my best friend is saying I'm saying this, and my sister's saying this, and Jeff McCoff is saying this, and like, and look at these emails. The emails, like, number one, I didn't write the fucking emails. Number two, none of the emails, none of the ideas were even.
Yeah, I didn't write the emails. I only hired the hitman and paid them in my money, with my staples. And they call that evidence?
Done on the emails.
It was a setup.
So somebody's coming up with stupid ideas that nobody does. That's your point? I don't understand. Look at how crazy these ideas are.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I was literally like, Creed. Yeah, I know. As you said that, the emphasizes.
Crazy, deranged thoughts. Like, okay, well, I admit there were crazy ideas, and none of them were done because they were crazy ideas. He's basically saying that push his buttons and he's pushing your buttons.
Okay, I'm looking for a stopping point, guys. The next stopping point we've got to go because batteries are absolutely dying now. All batteries.
Like, be trust to him. Like, but we didn't do it, and they didn't do it, and that was the extent of it. It wasn't like we were sitting there shopping for Hitler Youth costumes at Target.
Right? Why does she keep? Yeah.
I don't think you can buy Hitler Youth costumes at Target, Charlie. Okay, that'd be a bit of a, how are they going to advertise that? Especially for a 3 and a 4-year-old. You think you're going to get a 3 and a 4-year-old size Gestapo outfit at fucking Target? Why are you saying these words?
I was like, dude, why are you bringing this shit up? And you kept saying, you were like, it's not. It was an expression with the whole Nazi thing, and I'm like, why is she keep running this to the ground?
She would use it to say, like, I'm going to go crazy on them. So then I was like,
Right,
saying,
no,
like,
I
listen,
know. No, I know. But I'm just saying, yeah.
See you later, Kurt. Thanks for the love, man. Catch you soon.
I didn't say kill. I was using it to say, like, the Nazis were crazy people. Like, this person to go Nazi on them would be to go crazy on them. It was an adjective used in that sense. But that's it.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to say I've had enough.
Right.
Like, you're taking it out of context, giving it a new meaning, questioning me about the practices of Nazis, and, like, tying me in with that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, you're taking it out of context and why I was saying it. Like, you've got the FBI pretending to be gang members, threatening you. Like, I've had enough. Like, I can't, I mean, honestly, like, I just was so positive and everything, and then Sunday night, I fucking gave away all my canteen, thinking, like, I was going to get it out. It'll be gone tomorrow.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bubbles, what is wrong with baby? He has been angry for like barking for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, he's probably really freaked out by this. You know, the collateral victims in this case, guys. We've talked about them before. You know, Tamara Demko, Katie's kids, Katie's brother, collateral, huge reach, branch out of this case, but we've never mentioned Bubbles, right? And I think we should pause on there and just let Bubbles have the final thought of the evening as we all spend a moment and wish Bubbles well, okay? So I think that's our cutoff point for tonight, guys. We're 2 hours 35. I could go for another 2 hours here. But we shouldn't, and we can't because of this power situation. So great show, guys. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Thanks for all of you guys who put some support our way for a new battery. Remember, it's never too late. BuyMeACoffee.com is active 24/7, as well as our Discord server, which is a fantastic free place to chat with the whole community when we're not on the air. And it really is, it can be a riot in there. I guess it's not for everybody, but it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Link in the description, guys. Okay. We will sign off, and I guess we'll pick this video back up tomorrow. There's about another 40 or so minutes there. And yeah, we'll be working our way through some more of these jailhouse calls. I think people are interested in it, and I think that there will be some interesting things to take note about Donna's behavior as we wait in anticipation for her trial, which begins jury selection 3 weeks today at the Leon County Courthouse. Okay. Thank you all. You've been great. Really wonderful. Thank you. I absolutely mean that. And be kind to each other. Don't be an Adelson, and have a safe drive home. True Crime Metrix out. See you later, Norma. See you later, Albert. See you later, Neverly, Harley, Old Pueblo Hops, Carrie, Leslie, Albert. Great to see you. Goodbye, guys.